making Pinewood Derby cars.
In this video, follow along today as we make our Pinewood Derby cars. This is our second year in Cub Scouts for Henry, and it's a great family atmosphere. In the pack we're in this year, our youngest son gets to join along and do almost every activity with Henry, the older brother. So when we're doing campouts, we're building things, they get to work together on everything. This is our second year to build Pinewood Derby cars. Last year the boys chose a more sleek design and we cut those out. This year we let them basically go wild on their designs, and we wanted them to do the entire assembly process, the entire building process. What do you want it to be?
Eraser.
An eraser?
I want to
Like what color eraser?
Pink.
A pink eraser.
I want mine to be a blue diamond.
A blue diamond? Just like, where'd you get blue diamond from?
Minecraft.
From Minecraft? So we're gonna make a blue diamond from Minecraft and a pink eraser. We'll go through today and show you what we did to build these two Pinewood Derby cars. They are completely done by the boys. We helped only where necessary, right around, spray paint and things like that. But we wanted this to be a process that they owned from start to finish. So we'll be the narrators, but ultimately this is a project our boys took on for themselves. We're not going to go into the details today about how to make a Pinewood Derby car fast. Mark Rober did a wonderful video of competing in Pinewood Derby cars and the simple things you can do to make them go faster. But please make sure to look at the rules that your troop puts out. So while we helped Henry and Colin do the research on their Pinewood Derby cars, ultimately the decisions were theirs. So Henry watched a couple videos and thought about the things around the house that he would want his car to look like, and he settled on a pink eraser. He's very excited about this too. The boys have some good experience using hand tools. We like that they're getting into the garage at an early age, whether it's drills or saws. They tend to take to those quite readily. They know where all of their PPE is, so their safety glasses and their headphones when we're using power tools. They know where their gloves are kept and all those things. But for the most part, we kind of step back and give them guidance where necessary. This is something we've enjoyed with them. We think it's a great activity. You can see here that we get Henry started on the cut he needs to make and just try to teach him where to put his hands, and he stumbles a little bit because this is a decent chunk of pine for him to cut through, but in the end he gets it cut off. Then we used hand planes and did a lot of sanding to get the final shape of the Pinewood Derby car in place. We had one boo-boo on the car. As we were making the final cut, the saw chipped out the back corner of it. So here we are just fixing it. A little bit of wood glue and a rubber band as a clamp. Let it set overnight, came back the next day and just trimmed it down and started the finish sanding on the project.
Okay, now you can see her.
After the final sanding, we went through and added a couple coats of primer just to get the cars ready to paint. This step is not entirely necessary, but adding a little bit of primer to the paint does help seal everything up. In pine, if there's any kind of knots on the wood, it has a tendency to bleed through. The primer helps really seal that off.
All right, my portion of the project with the boys was to get theirs painted, the designs that they wanted on there, help them with the crafting side of it. So we start out by portioning out the pink paint that Henry chose, which was an exact replica of a pink eraser. I took it specifically with me to the store. I had it in my pocket, pulled it out, and color matched it perfectly. I got his ready to go. For Colin's, we decided that we wanted a background color. He wanted his to look like a Minecraft diamond, so we painted it a gray color, so that when we attached the sequins on, it would just blend in a little bit better. I was able to help the boys just get any areas that they missed on painting the ends, the sides, and help them with some of that. I went to the craft store and I was able to find these perfect square sequins that are in the similar shades of a diamond for Minecraft. So we found some that were teal, blue, had some iridescent colors to it, kind of some see-through options, and I thought these would work perfectly for being able to try and mimic a diamond Minecraft block for Colin. And so rather than trying to ever try to paint that, we decided to just get these sequins. You can see that we are starting to sort the sequins out into the different colors so we can see what options we have available. So we came back and we just did a touch-up second coat for the cars, get any areas that we missed. Henry wanted to color the underside of his car, so we went ahead and did that too. For Colin's car, we went ahead and used a craft glue. So we went ahead and painted that around on all sides of the car. We randomly placed the square sequins around his car so that nothing would be too regular in pattern. We want it to be differentiated a little bit. You're able to see that all three of us were able to join in and have fun at placing sequins on the car. For Henry's pink eraser, we decided to go with the Pink Pearl name for him. And so I decided to go ahead and trace the name onto the car first. That way I can just kind of see the spacing that I wanted to write it, how big I wanted to write it, and just make sure that I could write it cleanly first before I went ahead and Sharpied or took a black marker and did it permanently on top of the car. Now the good thing about doing it in pencil first is that I was able to erase some edges that didn't turn out the way that I exactly wanted it to be, if it wasn't exactly round, or if I had any crooked edges, or basically you can go and erase that off and trace back the way that you want it.
Next, we went into the garage and put a couple coats of clear over the top of the paint. This will help any stray fingerprints from sticking to it or staying and marring the surface. And for Colin's, the blue diamond, it also helps to lock in some of those sequins so they won't fall off. This is kind of a nice thing to add on top of it. Just be careful. When Colin came and sprayed the first time, he didn't move the spray can as much, and it allowed for the clear to pool up on some of the sequins, and it took the color and washed it away a little bit. But it was only in that one spot. Once everything had ample time to dry, we came back later and added the wheels. Now, this is one spot where the wheels are easy to go on, but for a young kid, it can be a little rough. So I went through and pushed them all with my thumb as far as I could, and that helped line them up and get them straight. Colin and Henry came back and hammered them in with their hammers. Now, of course, there are rules about how those wheels have to go in, so I had to go through and tweak them back into shape to make sure that all four wheels were riding on the ground. But they did a great job. And here we have the two finished cars ready to go. One thing I'm going to do off camera that you won't see here is actually add the weights to bring them up to the max allowable weight. And check with your pack on this, because a lot of times they have a specific scale they want to use so that everybody's cars weighs the same and create a fair playing field. With that, we had two cars ready to go. The boys had a great time doing it, and me and Melissa, as always, enjoyed making it. So join us next time as we made
Pinewood Derby cars.
Okay, and who made them?
We did.
That's right, you did. Henry, what did you make yours look like?
A eraser.
Okay.
Mine.
What does yours look like, Colin?
A diamond.
From?
Minecraft.
From Minecraft. All right, now boys, hold them up. Hold them up, hold them up, don't do that. Who painted them?
Me.
And what was your favorite part of building them?
Painting.
You liked painting them the best?